In this video, you'll learn whether an S-Corp or an LLC is the quickest path to wealth. Everyone tells you that both can make you money, but here's what nobody tells you. One of these choices could save you tens of thousands of dollars every single year, while the other might actually cost you more than you think. Now, after watching this video, you'll know the answer. I'm Santiago Cueto, board-certified international business law expert and best-selling author, and today we're covering through all the confusion about S-Corps and LLCs. This isn't just legal theory. This is about your money, your future, and the decisions that separate business owners who struggle from those who thrive. Here's where most people get it completely wrong. They think S-Corp versus LLC is an either-or choice, like picking between a Honda and a Toyota. But here's the truth that changes everything. An LLC is a legal structure, while an S-Corp is a tax classification. You're not actually choosing between two different things. You're choosing whether your LLC should be taxed as an S-Corp. Think of it this way. An LLC is like the physical body of your business. It determines how you're legally protected, how ownership works, and how your business relates to the outside world. Now, the S-Corp election, that's how the IRS sees your business for tax purposes. It's entirely possible and often extremely smart to have an LLC that's taxed as an S-Corp. In fact, this is exactly what thousands of successful Florida business owners do. So when we talk about which makes you richer faster, we're really asking, should you elect S-Corp taxation for your Florida LLC or stick with the default tax treatment? And the answer comes down to one powerful concept that could save you a fortune. Let me show you where most of the real money is won or lost. See, when you run a standard LLC in Florida, the IRS treats you as self-employed. That means every dollar of profit gets hit with self-employment tax. That's Social Security, Medicare combined, totaling 15.3%, not just on your salary, but on every single dollar of profit. Now, let's make this real. Imagine your Florida business makes $200,000 in profit a year. Now, as a standard LLC owner, you're paying self-employment tax on the entire amount. Now, that's over $30,000 going straight to self-employment taxes alone before you even touch income tax. Now, here's where the S-Corp election becomes incredibly powerful. When your LLC is taxed as an S-Corp, you split your income in two buckets: reasonable salary and distributions. You still pay your self-employment tax on your salary, but those distributions, they completely bypass self-employment tax. This is perfectly legal, and it's exactly what the tax code allows. Using that same $200,000 example, let's say you pay yourself a reasonable salary of $80,000. Now, the IRS is happy because you're paying employment taxes on a legitimate wage. But that remaining $120,000, it comes to you as a distribution, and you just saved over $18,000 in self-employment taxes in 1 year. Imagine what that adds up to over 5, 10, or 20 years of running your business. Now, if you're starting to see how this could transform your business finances, do me a favor, hit that like button right now so more Florida entrepreneurs can discover this information, and subscribe to this channel because I'm breaking down exactly these kinds of wealth building strategies every single week. All right, let's keep going because there's a crucial catch you need to know about. Here's where people get themselves into trouble with the IRS. You can't just pay yourself $10,000 in salary and take $400,000 in distributions. The IRS isn't stupid, and they have an important rule. You must pay yourself what's called a reasonable salary for the work that you actually do. All right, so what's reasonable? The IRS looks at what similar professionals and similar businesses get paid in your area. So for example, if you're a Florida dentist running your own practice, you can't pay yourself $30,000 a year when other dentists make $200,000 a year. And if you're a consultant bringing in $300,000, your salary needs to reflect the market rate for your expertise and the hours you're putting in. Think of it this way. The S-Corp election isn't about avoiding taxes on your salary. It's about avoiding unnecessary taxes on your business profits above and beyond fair compensation. Now, the sweet spot is usually somewhere between 40 and 60% of your total income going to salary, but But this varies dramatically based on your industry, location, and specific circumstances. And here's something specific to Florida that works in your favor. There's no state income tax. That means the savings from S-Corp taxation are even more impactful because you're not juggling state tax considerations. It's one less variable in your equation. But let's pump the brakes for a moment because S-Corp taxation isn't always the answer. There's a break-even point, and if you're below it, the LLC simplicity might actually serve you better. If your Florida business is making less than about $60,000 to $70,000 in annual profit, the tax savings from S-Corp election probably won't cover the additional costs. You see, S corporations have extra requirements. You need to run payroll, which means payroll taxes, payroll software, and potentially a payroll service. You need to file a separate business tax return. You're looking at additional accounting and bookkeeping costs. Now, for a business just getting started or running lean, these costs can eat up your tax savings real fast. There's also the matter of flexibility. A standard LLC gives you incredible freedom in how you distribute money and make business decisions. S-Corps have much stricter rules. You can't have more than 100 shareholders, everyone needs to be a U.S. citizen or resident, and you can only have one class of stock. Now, for most small Florida businesses, this doesn't matter. But if you're planning to raise venture capital or bring on international investors down the road, these restrictions could really box you in. And here's something nobody talks about: the administrative burden. With an S-Corp election, you're committed to running payroll, maintaining corporate formalities, and keeping meticulous records. If you're someone who wants to keep things simple and just run your business without worrying about perfect compliance, that does matter. That's something you have to think about. So here's the bottom line on building wealth with your Florida business structure. If you're consistently making more than $70,000 in profit, the S-Corp election for your LLC is one of the single best financial moves you can make. Those tax savings compound year after year and over the lifetime of your business. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars staying in your pocket instead of going to taxes. But here's what's even more important than the structure itself: what you do with those savings. The real wealth isn't built just by saving on taxes. It's built by taking that extra $18,000, $20,000, $30,000 every single year and reinvesting it back into your business to fuel growth, into real estate, into investment accounts, into building multiple income streams. The wealthy business owners I work with understand that business structure is just the foundation. It's the first domino that needs to fall correctly, but it's what comes after that really matters. The S-Corp election gives you financial breathing room to make smarter decisions, take calculated risks, and build real, lasting wealth. And remember, you don't have to make this decision on day one. Many Florida entrepreneurs start with a simple LLC, grow their business, and then elect S-Corp taxation once they hit the profit threshold where it makes sense. The key is knowing when you've crossed that line and being ready to make that switch. Look, choosing between an LLC and S-Corp taxation for your Florida business isn't just about this year's tax return. It's about setting yourself up for long-term wealth. That S-Corp election is going to save you serious money year after year. But it has to fit your specific situation, your profit levels, and your business goals. Now, if this video helped clarify which path is right for you, make sure to hit that subscribe button because I'm here every week breaking down exactly these kinds of strategies that separate successful business owners from everyone else. And drop a like on this video to help other Florida entrepreneurs find this information. I'm Santiago Cueto, your Florida business law attorney. Click on the video I've linked here, and I'll see you in the next strategy session.